Welcome to another episode of the magazine. Today we're here with Jeff Costa and Susan Grace for Fitness in the Park. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you so much. Now, this is your 13th year of doing this?
Yep, it's a lucky 13th year.
Lucky 13th. So how did this all begin?
Well, my sister and my nephew had started it years ago, and then there was a year that it didn't happen, and everybody said, let's get this going again. And I met Jeff, and when I met Jeff, I just said, hey, let's do this together. And he didn't really know me very well. And I promised him, I said, we will really have fun, it'll be great. And he took my word for it, and here we are.
So tell us something about your background.
Well, for me, I have an entertainment company, so I'm an event planner, and I work at Spinner Publications. I work in publishing, and I love fitness. I love art and music, and always been very creative. And I used to do yoga back in the, way in the beginning in the 70s when my children were little. And so I knew about it, and I've always loved it, and I love being active and fit.
And your background?
Well, I met Sue Grace as a student of boot camp, and she said, why don't we take this into the park?
Okay.
And I thought, no one's going to show up. But they did, and we offer boot camp and yoga twice a week for 10 weeks through the summer. So at year 13, I don't know, I think there's been like 250 or more classes happening right here in Cushman Park.
What was the vision of bringing it to Cushman Park?
Well, we lived in the area.
Okay.
And we got permission from we talked to the city council, the selectmen, and we said, hey, we'd like to do this. And the selectmen said, wow, that'd be great for the community. And the big driving factor is that to make this happen for free, we had to get sponsors.
Okay.
And the community, the businesses have come out and supported us, Jeff and I, right from day one. And at the beginning, before, there wasn't that much, people didn't really know about it as much. And then when Jeff and I got together, for some reason we clicked. And we would go out and talk to businesses, and they would help us and sponsor us. And we were able to, for 13 years, have free classes that people can come and enjoy. And it's just wonderful. Our sponsors have been with us, some of them
for 13 years.
Right from the very beginning. And it's just a wonderful validation. We always will say to our participants, make sure you go thank the sponsors. Go to their business and tell them thank you. And sure enough, they do.
Oh, awesome. So who are some of your sponsors?
Well, Jeff, you can...
Well, Encore Entertainment, Sue's company, has been presenting this right along with my company, which is Sangha New Bedford, which is a yoga studio and school in historic downtown New Bedford across from the Zeiterion.
Okay.
So we bring it out to the park with the support of businesses like Howe Allen Realty and Basque Sun-Grown Cannabis, Delano Landscaping, lots of restaurants.
Howe has been with us right from the start.
Yeah, I said that.
Did you? Oh, okay.
I gave him a punch.
Humphrey Coverland Coleman has been with us right from the start.
I mean, what have we got? 20, 30?
Yeah, we've got...
This year maybe 30 sponsors. Yeah, but this is what makes it happen, is that the participants get to enjoy the program for free. And they come to expect it, right? It's been going for 13 years. Without the sponsors, there isn't the financial conduit to make this happen. So although it's free to participate, we say you pay for it two ways. One, in sweat equity, you show up. And two, you say thank you to the people that are offering this. And in that way, as you know, it really brings a sense of community together. Sangha is the word in yoga for community.
Okay.
So the whole idea is that we're all very different, unique, lots of different labels. We want to be individuals, and yet at the center of us all is that joy, harmony, peace, and interconnection, or it certainly can be.
Sure. And for 13 years, that's a long time already. And the secret of your success is?
Oh yeah, we're not going to tell you that.
You can ask the people that have been coming year after year after year.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that shows itself.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So your community partnerships is also been very beneficial to you, as you just mentioned, with all the people that are supporting, fitness in the park here. And you chose an outdoor setting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that was very beneficial even in the past few years when people were looking for outdoor settings. And how had you got through all that?
That was a little tricky, some of it.
Yeah, no, but we've been here every
we
year
did.
through 2020. We have social distance in the park. There's plenty of space for everyone. Even when there's 150 people, there's more than enough space.
And it's shade, you can see, there's times the sun will come around, but most times you can find a nice gentle breeze or a little bit more of a breeze, and the weather's generally nice. If we happen to have inclement weather, we'll post it on our Facebook page so people will know ahead of time.
Yeah.
But we'll keep our fingers crossed. It's Fitness in Cushman Park.
Awesome.
Yep.
Very good. And the operations are every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday at 8:30 is the yoga class, accessible yoga, and then every Thursday at 8:30 is boot camp, summer boot camp, and that is taught by a wonderful friend, Wayne Goulart, who has a company, Body by Wayne.
Okay.
So you can train at Sangha, at Body by Wayne, year-round, but this is our generosity, this is our gift to the South Coast for the summer.
Well, we really appreciate that. We're going to hear a little bit more about yoga in just a few minutes, but I really thank you both for coming on the show and for doing what you do for our community, because it's a great way of being healthy and getting out in the community and also developing different community partnerships and memberships. So thank you both very much for what you do, and we're very blessed to have you in our community.
Well, thank you
Thank
for
you,
inviting
Charlie.
us. Thank you. Thanks,
Thank you.
Charlie.
Welcome back to the magazine. Now we're here with David Trauteman. Welcome, David, to the show.
Thank you, Charlie.
So tell us, you're the yoga instructor here, so tell us all about what this is all about.
So we're having a large group yoga class here. We're having sometimes over 100 people coming to the class.
Wow.
And ages from as young as 2 or 3 years old to people that are up into their 90s. So it's a very accessible class. It's gentle. We have a lot of fun. And we try to just focus on enjoying our time together.
Great. And so how does someone sign up for this?
So you can just come in person, and there's a little clipboard that we have, but it's very easy. It's a free class, no need to pay or anything like that. So, yeah.
And why is yoga so important?
That's a great question. So I think yoga is important because it helps us to connect with a sense of inner joy, an inner source of something meaningful, rather than us being dependent on being satisfied by having the ideal circumstances in our life. It teaches us that we can go inside to be nourished in that way.
And David, why did you get into this?
Teaching the class here. So Jeff Costa, who's been running the program for 12 years, is a great friend of mine, and we've been practicing yoga for a very long time together. And he asked if I would take over the program this year in terms of teaching yoga. So I, of course, said yes, because he's a dear friend and I love yoga.
And what are some of the benefits of doing yoga?
So I think primarily that it's very relaxing. It's a great way of relieving yourself of stress, of anxiety. Because it's in a group setting, you get the benefit of being in community and all the benefits that come with that, of meeting new people, sharing experiences. One woman today exchanged her phone number with someone, and now they're friends outside of the yoga class. So there's, I think, most of all, an opportunity to connect really deeply to yourself and to others.
So community connections.
Yes, exactly.
And so what's one thing you'd like our public to know about yoga?
I think that it's very accessible, that anybody can come and do yoga. We had one woman today sitting in a chair and practicing.
Okay.
People of all different body sizes, body types, practice levels. We really gear it towards making it an accessible class so that people just have a place to come and be together and to breathe, to feel good about themselves and their body.
And when do you do this yoga at Cushman Park?
It's Tuesday mornings at 8:30. It's an hour long, so yeah.
And anyone is invited.
Anybody can come, absolutely. Yeah, the more the merrier. It's really, again, it's geared towards having fun and just enjoying yourself and feeling good about yourself and your body.
So David, tell us about a typical class that you run.
Sure, so a typical class, we're setting up underneath the canopy of some beautiful oak trees that are probably well over 100 years old. There's sunny spots for people that are sun lovers, and so people typically bring a yoga mat or a towel and practice on that. So it's beautiful in that way that you can just practice in the setting that you want to. Again, there's all different levels of practice here, so you don't really have to know even a single yoga pose, and you can come and practice with us.
And how long have you been teaching yoga?
Oh boy, maybe close to 10 or 11 years now.
Oh, wow.
I'm not quite sure, but yeah, so I learned how to teach yoga in California, Watsonville, California. I lived up on a mountain for 30 days, secluded, learning the teachings of yoga and how to bring them to the world.
Well, we really appreciate you doing this here in Cushman Park.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to. Again, I feel like yoga is so important for people. You really want to connect to that sense of self, and that's what the classes are geared towards. They're themed, so each week we have a particular theme that we're working with. Today was all about joy and helping people to reconnect with a sense of joy within themselves. And so it transcends. It's not just about the physical movement. Yoga is a practice that we do in our bodies, but it's also very breath-centered. My teaching style is not so much about like the fitness side of things, although you do get quite a workout from doing yoga, but it's more geared towards reconnecting with your sense of self. That part of you, that is underlying everything, all your relationships, all your interactions, and increasing the quality of that connection is really what this class is about. So you get both. You get a little bit of workout, and then you also get this deep sense of connection.
And what's some of the feedback that you've heard from some of the people that you instruct?
People love it. We have a really good time. I think that's like one of the most important things. Is it's enjoyable. There are lots of different styles of yoga. They can be very centered on being serious, sticking to a very particular form and format. But we sort of lean more towards the side of let's awaken a sense of joy inside ourselves and have fun and reconnect with ourselves. So, yeah.
And how long have you been doing this yoga here?
This is the 13th year, which is amazing. And, you'll hear from, or have heard from Jeff that they've been setting this up for, 12 years, and they've created this beautiful community of people. And, I have the honor of stepping into that, but, it's been driving and building and growing for a long time. And you can feel that with the community. I feel like I'm stepping into the community and that they have been cultivated and I've been drawing new interests for a long time. So,
well, thank you. It makes the community stronger with people like you, and especially a free yoga class, in the park, in a beautiful Cushman Park. So we can't thank you enough for all you do for our community.
I'm happy to, Michael. Happy to.
Welcome back to the magazine. Today we're here with Cam Langlois, owner and operator of 508 Sneakers here in Fairhaven. We interviewed Cam about a year ago, so welcome back to the show.
Thank you guys for having me back to do a follow-up.
Absolutely. So what's been happening?
So since that point, we've definitely grown a lot. The main thing is we moved locations. We moved over to 160 Huttleston Avenue in Fairhaven. Mm-hmm. The old location was great. The only thing about it was I outgrew it very, very quickly. The inventory came to the point where we had it on the floor. So at the end of 2023, I started looking for new places, and that's when I found this one in November, and I moved in January, and it's over twice the size of the old store. So It's on a busier street as well, so it was only positive things coming over here as far as like space goes. It really allowed me to like branch into more stuff as well.
Well, that's great. No, it looks great in here, Cam. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you also opened up a gym.
I did. So that was a little bit after I think we talked last time. That was pretty much just another investment that I made doing a second business. I did that with my friend Jared. So we kind of came together, him as a trainer, me as a business background, and we came together and we did that. So I have a gym. It's 508 PSC. It's in New Bedford, and it's a private gym. It's personal training oriented for the most part, and then we do boxing and some classes as well. There's a couple of trainers involved in that gym. So.
And where is that in New Bedford?
It's at 172 Rodney French Boulevard. It's the Kilburn Mills.
Okay.
So it's easy to find. It's a big mill building.
So your girlfriend Jacqueline has also been a part of 508 Sneakers. So what is her input into the 508 Sneakers?
So Jackie has been a part of this now for about a year coming up. She helps me in the store as far as sales go, but she also has now brought a woman's section into the store as well. And what that is, she goes to college for fashion and retail, and it's what she wants to do with her life going on after she graduates. So as like a side project for her, we opened up the back as just a small like women's boutique for her.
Okay.
And she's got a bunch of women's clothes back there, all more affordable stuff and like current trending items. And she's loved it so far, and she's happy with it. So
that's great. And you've expanded so much. You actually have an intern now, and so you're actually helping out the community even more. So what's that all about?
Yeah, so I technically have two. Okay. So I have Isaiah. Okay. So Isaiah is here interning through the school. Okay. He's here. We have him for 4 hours a week, 2-hour intervals, twice at a time. And he's loved it. This has been his favorite place now for quite some time. And, it's definitely helping him with only being like a junior in high school, get a feel for working. And then I also have Chris, who is going into his sophomore year at New Bedford High. Okay. So he's very young. He's only 15. But he is here on pretty much an intern part-time basis, and he's been doing very well as well. He's been here probably for like 3 months now. So I got 2 young guys here, both in high school.
That's great. You're teaching them working skills.
Trying.
That's great.
Yep.
I know of the program, and it's a very good one, the pre-eds program. So, so congratulations on having that, being a part of 508 Sneakers.
Yep.
So being in the new location, what are the benefits of this new location, do you think?
So the biggest one, again, was size. I had needed to upgrade badly. We have 2 rooms here. It's a lot bigger. It allowed me to branch more into clothes, which at the old location was not a big focus. I had first opened business only on shoes, only sneakers. We started bringing clothes in sometime like last year, and it's just really blown up, and it's actually generated a big part of the store's sales. So I'm glad that we were able to bring that in. And also being on the busiest road in Fairhaven with advertising the logo and stuff, it's definitely drawn in, more business, just growing as well. So,
and you have a nice sign so people won't miss it.
Yeah, my logo is very easy to identify nowadays, so.
That's great.
Yeah.
So in terms of the last interview, you talked about what the hot, sneaker was at the time. What's the really one that everyone's looking after now?
So going back to that point, I would say I probably said Panda Dunks was probably like the hot item in Jordan 4s. Jordan 4s are still hanging on there. Panda Dunks have definitely died off, so you can see that even in like a year's time, stuff does die off. The big one right now is Asics, believe it or not. Asics have made a comeback. New Balance, same thing with that, but Yeezys still make a big margin of the sales, though, mainly the slides and the foam runners, which is like the weird looking astronaut shoes there. So those are still very prominent, but the big one that came out of nowhere within the last couple months, Asics have blown up for sure. Yep.
And has the economy affected the sneaker market at all?
Definitely. More of the focus on like high-end stuff is kind of gone. I don't really focus on high-end no more. You know, a lot of my sales are in the like $100 to $200 range, so the lower end shoes are what are moving well right now.
Okay.
The higher end stuff, it's like you said, the economy is just very poor as far as financials go. Everybody has hardships coming up and inflation and stuff. So like, you know, a luxury shoe store like this, you know, when everything is like higher priced, it can drive business out, but businesses remain solid. Just putting more of a focal point on clothing and lower end shoes and, you know, keeping popularity going, but also with budget items.
And but you have great products here as well.
We do, yeah. I mean, I still have a bunch of high-end stuff too, don't get me wrong. It's just sales on that is not like it was a year or two ago for sure. You know, the higher-end Jordans and stuff, we still move them, but just not as frequently. So.
And what are your hours of operation here?
So we're here 6 days a week. The only day that we are closed is Mondays. We're here Tuesday to Friday from 2 to 7. Weekends 12 to 5. If people want to see Isaiah, he's here from 12 to 2 on Saturday, and he's here 2 to 4 on Wednesdays.
Sure.
He's a very popular guy in this area,
Yes,
so he always gets his visitors. And then other than that, we're closed on holidays, but we're here 6 days a week. Obviously, we're not here for like the biggest gaps of time, but during the week, we just found it not really to be beneficial to open at like 11 or 12 just because most people are working, kids are in school. So we open later in the day.
The afternoons are much busier.
Yes, for sure.
So what's the future now? Last year, we didn't know that we were going to be in a great new space with 2 rooms and lots more inventory.
Yeah.
So what's the future for 508 Sneakers?
The future could be so many things, you know. I am here for a few years on my lease, so I still have over a year left here. I also just bought a house, so that did consume up.
Congratulations.
Thank you. A lot of my, you know, extra funds. So now we're rebuilding back up. I mean, the store is already pretty full, I will be honest. You know, 6 months in, we've already almost run out of space again.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that for a little while at least, my focus is going to be kind of just riding it out, you know, just kind of like settling into things. And then maybe in a year or two, we'll focus on maybe growing again. But for right now, I'm kind of just like living in the moment and enjoying things. It's been really hectic for me the last 3 years. You know, my first store, I wasn't even there for a year. And then I moved. Yep. Then I moved to that store, and I moved out of that store in a year as well. So it's like it's been move, bigger. Mm-hmm. A lot of other businesses, opening the gym, buying a house. Mm-hmm. My next thing is kind of just be to enjoy my house, enjoy my business, and kind of just stay steady for a little bit before we go doing anything else, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely, Cam. Well, it's not easy owning a small business.
It is not.
And to grow as much as you have, and to being so young, to have such great growth in a business, you should be applauded for your efforts in the community. So this is a great success, Cam.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Charlie.
So we want everyone to come out and come to 508 Sneakers, and you have to build up your inventory again.
I do. And as far as the inventory goes right now, just to give you guys some info, we do carry everything from like toddler shoes, so like 2C, little kids, baby shoes, up to men's 13, and then everything in between. We have clothing from extra small through double XL, shorts, hoodies, all the major brands. And we have actually over 1,000 pairs of shoes in the store right now. Same with clothing as well. So there's a ton of items in here for sale. It's pretty hard for somebody to walk in here and not find something that they can leave with. So
sure, and absolutely.
That's what we aim for here at 508, is trying to give something to everybody. So.
And doing a lot for your community as well.
Exactly, yep.
Well, Cam, once again, thank you so much for being such a great part of our community and for your successes.
No problem. Thank you for having me, okay? Appreciate it.
Thanks, Cam.
No worries.